Worked here 45 and been a member for 46. When I started, credit unions were real small. A $1 million credit union was huge. A lot of us were one-man shops, one-person shops. The bigger credit unions with $5 million to $10 million would have 5 to 10 people. It was a person per million was kind of the rule of thumb. Even at the start there, I was thinking about the future, what could be. Moe Light Employees Credit Union was the name of the credit union because the factory was the Moe brothers and they built light fixtures. You know, at the time, there weren't community credit unions then. Credit unions were all tied to an employer. Even then, we were expanding. We went out and approached other employers if we could offer credit union services to their employees. The main one was payroll deduction. I mean, you won't believe this, but payroll deduction was a big thing back in the 70s and 80s because there was no such thing as direct deposit. $5 an hour, $6 an hour was a good wage. So if you could save anything, it was hard. And payroll deduction, where a little bit would be taken out of each paycheck and put into your savings or pay a loan or whatever, was a big thing. And nobody else was doing it. Banks never thought about that. So the employers looked at it as a benefit to their employees. We signed up most of the employers here in this area, and that's how it started. We built a small office down the street here. It's now a vet clinic, and got out of the factory. So we remodeled an old gas station and moved into that. We were there for 6 years. I think when we went in there, we were about 3 million, and when we got out of there, we were about 20 million in assets. So we grew quite a bit at that little shop there. Well, then we bought this land here, and Fort Atkinson actually grew this way over the years. At the time, we were on the edge of the town. There was nothing beyond us. South Side was our first office. You know, it got us on the other side of town, so we were located now on each end of Fort Atkinson. And again, Fort Atkinson hadn't developed out here to the west, so the south side was the other side of town. So it really did give us branches on each side of the Rock River, and was convenient then to most of the city. Jefferson was a merger. The downtown location we're in now, that was a series of 5 buildings. All were dilapidated and run down. Just an ugly eyesore right in the middle of town. So we made a deal with the city, and we turned that corner that was an eyesore into really, I think even today it still is a centerpiece in the downtown area there. That building was built during the Civil War. The height of that building was the highest building outside of Milwaukee back in 1864. And then the Whitewater office, we merged with a couple of credit unions there, and in return, they wanted a branch office. So we built a real nice branch there in Whitewater, and again, we took a corner that was kind of an eyesore there in Whitewater and turned it into a real nice spot now. So Watertown, I guess, was the last one, and that was just recently. It's still relatively early in the process there. So that's how we got to where we are over the years, from 1 employee to 60 and 100,000 in assets to 300 million.